Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Bala Praneeth and I'm a recent computer science grad who's passionate about ethical hacking and cybersecurity. So today we're going to talk about how you can get started in bug bounties, and I'm going to share my 3 months journey in bug bounty, giving you a few nudges along the way so that when you get started, it's going to make the process simple. So without any further ado, let's get this rolling. In the month of June 2020, after my graduation, I had decided to take a year off and learn cybersecurity. But then I was stuck. Did a simple search on Google on how to get started in cybersecurity, and tons of blogs and videos popped up. I started to read these articles and watch a lot of YouTube videos. All I understood with these things is that there are 3 fundamental things which are required to get into cybersecurity, and those skills are Linux, networking, and programming. Since I was a CS grad, I was pretty good with my ground basics. Now I had to move into cybersecurity. Did a simple search on LinkedIn. I started to reach out and network with these security researchers, and they have stated it's a very good option to either go for EJPT or OSCP. I started to read few blogs on OSCP and found it really challenging for the beginners to get into penetration testing. So I thought, okay, why not take up this challenge and learn for OSCP? But the downside of OSCP was its fees. It's approximately about $1,000. As I was reading through the Medium articles, I found one of the security researchers stating he had paid his fees through bug bounty. Now, here comes the kick. Just for the reason that I can pay my fees for OSCP, my interest began in bug bounty. So I'm going to be sharing 3 simple fundamental techniques using which you can get your first bug. Tip number 1. Choose a bug. Out of all the vulnerabilities out there, in my opinion, choosing a bug and hunting for it is a very good option, rather learning all the bugs and hunting for it. It's not impossible, but kind of difficult. Tip number 2. Learn the bug. Portswigger Labs is one of the best resources for the beginners out there. It helps you to understand what is the type of the bug and where you can attack it so that you can get your first bounty. Once you're good with the Portswigger Labs, you will find your way eventually. Later on, I would suggest you to move on to Medium articles. Medium articles will help you to understand the methodology and the attack flow, which are already being documented by the security researchers who have found the vulnerabilities and reported to the company. Once you're good with these, you can move on to Hackerworks activity. Hackerworks activity is a place where you find all the vulnerable reports which are reported to the top companies by all the security researchers across the globe. These reports will help you to identify the exact vulnerable points and what was the issue in that web application. Now, going back to my journey. So I started with a bug called XSS and learned it for about 15 to 20 days and then started to hunt for it. But unfortunately, I didn't have any luck on XSS. I reached a saturation point and started to move on and learn another bug. At this point of time, CSRF comes to my rescue. I learned all about CSRF and started to hunt on public platforms such as Bugcrowd and Hackerworks. Honestly, I was pretty scared as I was a beginner in order to hunt on these public platforms. But I tore my fear apart and went straight to Bugcrowd platform and started to hunt for CSRF. So here's the methodology on how I got my first bug. I registered in Bugcrowd and choose a program which is right at the bottom of the page. I thought that the security researchers would jump straight into the new programs which are released. So I chose a target, enumerated it for about 3 days and stuck to the target. At this stage, I found an endpoint which was vulnerable to CSRF. I drafted the payload and sent it to the victim and was successfully able to exploit it. I reported the bug to the company and they paid my first bounty, which was $900. So all I have to say here is that in order to be successful in bug bounty domain, dedication and consistency towards a target, towards a goal are the 2 qualities which helps to land your first bounty. So by following the 3 simple fundamental techniques which I have mentioned, it's easy and simple to get your first bug. If you find this video helpful, kindly like, share and subscribe to my channel. As this is my first video, any feedback from you guys is always being appreciated. Thank you for watching.